My name's Niall Mitchell, I'm 25 years old. Growing up, the one thing that I could not be separated from was football. I absolutely loved football. It was my passion. Whenever I came home from school, I'm talking from like the age of 3. My dad always pushed me forward to doing it, my mum always pushed me forward to doing it, but that was the big thing for me in my life. My mum and dad used to support me at every football tournament that I think they loved the game as much as I did, but obviously I was their pride and joy out there with, with my boots on and always scoring goals and stuff like that. One normal weekday morning, woke up that day, walked out of my bedroom and just saw my dad laid on the landing, sort of thinking, come on dad, what's up? And I thought he'd fallen asleep, and I'm 12-year-old at this time, and I tickled his feet, which was something he hated. My dad hated his feet being tickled, and I tickled his feet and dripped cold water on him, and he didn't wake up. It was just one of those really, really, really weird experiences. When you're 12-year-old, you never thought you'd see anything like this. Me and my sister sitting downstairs for an hour or so, we ended up going round to my nana's and Pat's, and a couple of hours later that same day, we got the news that he'd passed away. It was really, really, really challenging. Right at the time where you think you need a father, when you're just going into high school, when you need fatherly sort of attributes, to start being instilled in you, when you need to start recognising those things as you grow up into manhood. That had been taken away from me just at the start. And what that probably led to was going with girls and stuff like that. And I had a lot of girlfriends, but truthfully, my longest relationship before my wife was 3 months. I've been with my wife 10 years this year, so, they were never particularly serious, but I think, as one of the young lads, the teenagers, having a girlfriend was the in thing, it was the cool thing to do. I bet it was 3 or 4 months following my dad's death that we walked into New Beginnings as a broken family. Me, my sister, my mum. And, I look back now, and when I hear that my nana and my granddad Pat prayed for us since the day we were born, that we would one day encounter Jesus, this was that time. Because, like I said, I had no earthly father to rely on anymore. All I had was my Heavenly Father, and through their prayers, where I'd once been reliant on my earthly father, became complete reliance on him. But I believe God has moulded me, and he's still moulding me, and he's breaking me into who he wants me to be. I'd go to Christingle on Christmas Eve every year, where you have the orange and you've got the red ribbon as Jesus' blood, and you've got the candle that you put in the top of the orange, and you've got the toothpicks with the raisins and the fruit. That was the only church I'd ever experienced, and it was one day a year. I used to actively turn to Nana and Pat and say, "You happy clappers, I'm never going to church, I'm never doing any of this." But September 2010, I found myself in that position. Quite frankly, it was weird. I was a 12-year-old kid, broken, just finding my dad dead, and I'm going into this church environment that I've always mocked. What did I feel when I first went in there? An overwhelming peace, an overwhelming sense of family, entering into a sense of just purpose. We were very young, and sometimes it's easy for people to look down on you because you're young, and actually I didn't have that in truth. Our pastor at the time said to me, "Pick up the guitar, do you want to try and lead some worship?" And I'm like, no, I don't really want to in truth. And I'd always be really shy of a microphone because I couldn't sing a word in tune. I was just encouraged to kind of step into new things. How I'm involved in the church now, I would have never foreseen that happening, quite frankly. When I walked into New Beginnings as just a broken kid, I was just going there, looking back now, I was just going there for healing. I was going there because my family members were going there. I accepted him at 12, and I've now been with him for 13 years. And obviously I'm a worship leader here at New Beginnings, but it was purely out of that love. Through that love that he has for me, I wanted to somehow try and reciprocate that back. And whilst I'll never be able to, with the words that he's given us as a human race, I'll do my best to. And through learning guitar, that's just been a tool, that's allowed me to do it as well. But I cannot be quiet about what God has done. When we sing some of our songs, "All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good." I'm not just singing that because it's a song and because it's lyrics on screen. I'm singing that as a declaration because of his goodness, because of what he's done, because of who he is. And my desire is for everybody to have a personal relationship with God.